Hello everyone, I'm Rich Lamont. Welcome back to the channel. This is your first time here, welcome. You picked a very interesting video to start watching. This isn't going to be my typical fly tying video. Some of you are already aware of this hook. This is the Polynesian bone hook. A gentleman named Adam Brown has his own channel, Old Ways Rising Farm. Typically, he goes through different aspects of things done the old ways, and one of the episodes that he did was creating this Polynesian bone hook, which we kind of got together and decided to do a little bit of collaboration on, and he asked if I would tie a fly on it. So I said, yeah, absolutely, it'll be interesting. If nothing else, it'll just be fun. And so, he made the hook. I've checked out the video. I will actually have a link to the video in the description below if you'd like to see it come together and actually see him make it. He goes through the description of why the hook is designed the way it is, the weak points and stuff in creating a hook like this. So if it's something you're interested in, check it out. He's got a pretty interesting channel. I do know a little bit about the hook. I don't know a lot. This was actually a bait holder hook, not necessarily a fly hook. So anything I put on this is going to be completely just false. It's not something that was ever done. These were typically, there was a lashing that would go around right here through these little knurl spots that he created, and that lashing would almost come to a point and then off to a rope or string or however they whatever they were throwing out to try and catch the larger fish. But they would put a smaller fish onto this and throw it out, and this would be just basically a bait holder hook. So there's no right way to do a fly on this, but I do know the one thing is that it is, because it's bone, it cannot go in a vise. So this will have to be done by hand, and I'm not very skilled at tying in hand. I did do one video on it, and I do intend to do more, but I figured I'd give this a shot. So I've been messing around with ideas for the better part of a couple of weeks, and I'm thinking, I've looked up Polynesia, I've looked up Samoan and Tahitian, the different types of headdresses and ceremonial stuff that they used to wear, and they really don't have a whole lot of colorful birds out there that they used much. It's not like the tropics where they had parrots and all that kind of stuff. Typically out by Polynesia, Tahiti, Hawaii, they use more grass skirts, ferns, and flowers, and there are some feathers, but they mostly seem to be like white, or maybe some rooster feathers that are kind of like a furnace or a natural red jungle fowl. They have the gray jungle fowl and the red jungle fowl, and I think I've been trying to come up with a design for this and come up with something that would be somewhat along the lines of their culture, but I'm not really finding anything that I've got that would really be able to go into this. So I figured I would just pull out a few things and just keep the camera rolling, and I figured I would just go with it. Pull out some necks, pull out some feathers, and I'm going to try to keep mostly like natural colors. I'm not going to jump into the bright salmon fly, the typical salmon fly colors, but I've got some things that I don't typically use, dry fly necks, and I've got this Cree neck that I don't do much with. I just got this badger neck, which I intended on dyeing, but maybe I'll use some of this. I don't know. I had some ideas of using some of these jungle cock, these flame tip jungle cock feathers off the top, maybe. In kind of like a series, either a short one and then progressively getting longer across the top, or Maybe a pair off the back that would kind of... The hardest part for me is this part right here where they latch the two pieces. This is actually a two-piece hook, if you can see that. But that's the hardest part for me, is getting past that. And usually we have a tail that will come off the top of the fly, or but maybe in a streamer sense we can put something on there that might hide that a little bit. Maybe like layering these. One there, another one there. That's a possibility. Kind of like that. You can almost get like an extension. Makes that just a little longer. This hook is so wide, I almost have to tie these other ones to the side of the hook. The first set would almost have to be tied one on each side of the hook. Just to get it off there at least. And then what do I use? A white hackle for like a, I don't know, a white hackle collar, or a badger hackle collar. That might be kind of neat. Have like a long badger hackle that kind of slowly comes down to the hook point. It kind of comes draping down through here. I'm going to go with a silk gut eye on it, I've decided. So I don't know how that's going to look. The gut is soaking at the moment. I'm going to try to make it a little bit softer to... I'm not even sure. But maybe do a white hackle body. Fairly simple on the tinsel. I suppose this might have some sort of salmon fly redness to it. Maybe more spayish, I don't know, maybe a longer. I can do those like I was thinking off the tail. Let's try a little bit. Let's see, this will just be a mocking up of it, just because I want to see what it's going to look like. To see if I'll even be able to do it. This is going to use a lot of thread very quickly. That much I can see. Just because this hook shank is so big around. I do like, though, that I can kind of use this hook barb as a little bit of a catch, since I don't have the gut on yet. Don't judge me yet. There's no wax on the thread. There's no eye on the hook. This is a very rough mock-up, just to kind of hold some things in place. I don't think this is going to be a very short video. This might be 2 videos, I'm not 100% sure. Considering how I have no idea what I'm doing, and especially with this fly, and I have no idea, no plan, this could go in any direction at this point. So. I want to go with more of these flame tipped ones. We'll start fading into the gray. I'll try that. Close. I'm trying to straighten that stem out a little bit so that way you can work with this feather, with this other one a little bit better. And it's all coming apart. That's what happens when there's no wax on the thread, there's no catch, there's no proper way to secure your thread. The thread I decided to use, by the way, is this, it's a 5/0 antique silk thread. This was given to me by a friend who owns a Melinda's Sports Shop up at in Alkmaar, New York. She'd gotten a few of them and didn't know if it would be any good or if it would, if silk thread could go bad. So she gave it to me to try out. And it's just been kind of sitting around, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Thought it might be a nice project for it to start using it on. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to start off with a much longer strand, knowing that it's going to get chewed up pretty quick. I think we're going to go with the project that I was starting, the way it was going. I think we're going to continue on that path. I'm just waxing the thread. There's a section in Kelson's book, I believe, where he talks about how the beginner will have to learn how to use the thread and how to wax it properly. Pretty interesting stuff. Alright, so let's see if I can pull this off. Grab the gut. I'm not sure how much to use, so I just put a bunch in the bowl. In the bowl. Good thing. Perhaps this thread does get old and brittle. Or maybe I just have to learn to be a bit more gentle. I already used all that thread that I waxed. Okay. So now in traditional salmon flies, when you're tying in hand, that hook point where the metal sticks out right here at the front of the fly, that's what they call a catch. That's always used to catch your thread and hold it out of the way while you do your work on the rest of the fly. Curious to see how that's going to hold up here. Thinking maybe some sort of a dubbed body as well. Not so much of a fancy floss or tinsel body. Is there any of my viewers that are familiar with any sort of Polynesian fishing? And if, is there any reference to flies at all? I know Adam was saying that it really wasn't a thing since it was a mainly saltwater fishery. They were out spearing fish off of rocks and going out off the shores of, the Hawaiian Islands. Okay. Eventually that eye will harden. Well, I wonder if I should get some more on there though. I'm going to. I'm thinking this silk thread's not all that strong. I might actually consider it for salmon flies. I might throw it in a bobbin, one of my next salmon flies, and give it a shot. See if there's a difference between true silk tying thread. Between true silk tying thread and the thread I've been using, but this stuff seems to be pretty brittle. Yeah, this is breaking very easily. I have to reevaluate my thought on thread. Let me switch over to Vivus, or I thought I'd give this a try at least. Okay. I got the first set of feathers tied on here. I'm just going to try to tuck these right up close to the tie-in. and get them a little bit looking a little bit better. And there goes my thread again. That's too bad too. I think I was getting close to having the first material tied in. Alright, we're going to back this up. And I'm going to get some Vivas or something, I think. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with this. This is like a 6/0 Danville's type thread. I think it's just a nylon thread. See how that does. It's a bit thicker, so it'll probably pile up a little bit quicker, but I want something that's going to be a little bit firm and sturdy. Something that's going to hold up to my, I don't know, I'm not going to call it abuse, but my inexperience, we'll call it. Alright, let's try this. So by catching that right there on the tip, that prevents it from unwinding while I'm working. It frees up a hand. Okay, so where was I with these? These together. Would it be possible to do all four at the same time? Odds are probably slim, but Okay, so now I'll take that bundle, I'll hold that to the hook shank, take that out of catch. Right now I'm just holding the hook and the thread, I'm not holding the feathers. Okay, so that actually works pretty good. Alright, so now I want to create a bit of a knot right here. That's not it. There's a way to do this. It would have helped if I'd have paid attention about doing this, wouldn't it? There we go. I still think I got that wrong though. Under, around the finger, over the top. And then down and through the knot, through the loop. Now your fingers are pinching it, and that creates a that's right. Let me know if that's right in the comments. Pretty sure I got that right. It's been a while since I've attempted to do this in any kind of in-hand thing. Alright, so get away with stems. And now I want to have another pair of these. I kind of want these to be I'd like them to be somewhat in front of, above this one. So I can do that. white ostrich roll. Maybe we can add that as like a butt. It's kind of getting salmon fly-ish. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess we'll just go with that. As something comes to me, I'm just going to go with it. If it'll make any of you feel any better, there's a good possibility that at the end of this project, I may just strip the hook back down and frame it as it is, plain, without any of the feathers on it. At this particular moment, that all kind of sounds good to me, but who knows? I might like whatever it is that I come up with here. I suppose one way to look at this is I'm getting good tying in hand practice. Now I'm just going to try to wrap this white butt on here, which I may have to do a couple of sprigs of furl. I think I now understand why Jim Lee doesn't talk very much in his videos. It's kind of something that you really need to concentrate on while doing this. I find myself just kind of going along with this here. So my idea, I'm sure you guys can kind of see what's evolving here. I want to have these junglecock kind of spears sit over the top of this one, kind of like that. I kind of think I need to kink this just a little bit here at the tie-in point. So kinking that should, in theory, help me tie in a little bit. One thing I'm seeing here is they're crisscrossed. I don't want to have them crisscrossed. At least not at the tie-in. After the tie-in, I think it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm using the barb as a makeshift catch on this, just to kind of hold the thread for me. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so what's going on here is that right here, see the split? That's because these stems right here at the tie-in point are split around the stems from what's already there. That's creating an issue. Which, if you watched last night's video or yesterday's video, the bronze pirate, you'll notice that same splitting was going on with the Impian pheasant. So just as I did with those, we're going to take this stem here and we're going to rotate it. I always rotate these, the top of the feather goes to the inside. So the rear feather, the top of the feather would come towards you, front feather, the top of it will go away from you. And I find that's the best way to get these to split and roll the correct way. Or so they don't roll, rather. So just fold them and twist them just a little bit, and that should give us the stability it needs right here. Come on. I'm sure hand tying on a thinner hook shank is much easier as well. This is a very thick hook shank. This is an opportunity I don't have often, to work on the backside of the fly in this manner. Hold both of these up. I'm certain. There we go. That's not too shabby. Got it. Let's try what can I try? I think I want to do one more of these. And I really like to have like the badger hackle start back there. Nice long shaggy badger hackle that comes down right down to the hook point. I was looking through this Met's saddle here, or neck here. Yeah, this is taking on some sort of shape, but I don't know what. Let's do a gold tinsel. Use Uni-French. It's not so bright as the Vivus is. Vivus is a very bright gold tinsel. Okay, so I'm thinking let's trim these back as well. More thread. This thread seems to be holding up better. I can see it's piling up though, which part of the reason I decided to go with a mostly dubbing body. So as this evolves, I guess you can see that I just can't help myself with the salmon fly stuff. The salmon fly is just coming out. Those since we are going to have one more though, maybe I'll do tinsel. I'll do a couple wraps of tinsel, one more, then a butt, another butt. Sure, let's go with that. So I'm just going to prepare the tinsel the way I would as if I was doing a salmon fly. I'm going to strip that outer sheathing and expose that core, which is much softer and easier to tie in, and you won't wind up with so much of a lump. As you see there, I've got the thread tied in. Not really much of a lump there. So we'll just wrap the tinsel Okay, and the tinsel is now tied in. And clip that out, even though we're going to... Actually, we could leave that. We'll leave that attached. And tie in one more pair of these, which I think I'd like to be regular gray, so it's fiery towards the tip. Right here. Then a little bit less, and then a little bit less. See if I've got another pair that will fit. That's good. This one's a little wide. Closer. No. That's not too much. And I'm basically going to do the same thing I did with the other ones. Kink them right here at the tie-in point. And I'm just going to pinch these stems a little so they don't crisscross when I'm trying to tie them in. Yeah, something like that. Not really sure what I'm going for, but it seems to be working out, so I'm just going to keep running with it. These two are not thrilled about being side by side, though. So far, I don't think that's too terribly bad. I don't want to creep any more forward, though, on my tinsel. Let's get another piece of ostrich herl and add that. Just do the same thing. We're just stripping the quill on that. And we'll hold it up to the side of the hook, right where we want to tie it in. Make sure the thread's waxed good first. Now, I'll catch that tinsel up front as well. Slip those off. Okay. Now everything should be freed up, so I can wrap this. Now what I'm going to do to tie this off, I'm going to come up on the back side of it right here. And just like I'm tying off when tying a regular fly. I got 2 wraps on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch with my thumb and forefinger, bring my ring finger on my left hand underneath, wrap the thread around that finger, and then up over the top of the hook. And then pinch right here the thread with my finger, with my thumb. Bring that thread tag around, pull it through the loop I just created. Make sure they're on this side of the hook barb and hook point, and then you should be able to just draw that tight in between your fingers while you hold it. And that creates the knot that you need to hold everything in place. Alright, so now for the body. Just clean this up real quick here. For the remainder of the body on this, I'm trying to think of colored dubbings that would be kind of go along with this colored theme. I'm thinking maybe like a fiery brown. Some sort of a seal dubbing. Got a hackle. Got gray. A dirty orange that can kind of go along with those tips there. I think that's getting into the bright end of the spectrum. I think those are going to be our main colors that we can look toward. Yeah, I don't see anything like a bright red or anything like that. I'm kind of thinking along the lines of having maybe a split color body with multiple hackles instead. I can have like a long white schlappen type hackle in between each body segment. Have like 3 body segments. The fiery brown's a little on the dark side. But the dirty orange is a good one. What if we did those? And then the main wing. Okay, this is not going to get used. The main wing, we could do something like a gray parrot. And all these gray parrot feathers. Oh no. Nope. Nope. I don't think a macaw parrot. Oh boy. No blue. Green, no. Gray was a no. Blue was a no. Green is a no. What about this for a hackle? This is capercaillie, which was actually sent from a friend in Finland, I believe. We did a little trade. I sent him some teal feathers and he sent me some capercaillie. Alright, let me dig through some of this stuff so you're not just listening to me rifling through my drawer of complete confusion here. And I will be back with you guys in just a few minutes when I figure some stuff out.